Hi, welcome to my longest video yet. Just kidding, it's not that long, but it is pretty long. Usually my other videos are probably about 10 minutes long, and this one is 15. So it's not that much longer, but it's still pretty long for me because I have to do a voiceover for them. I mean, I don't have to, but I think it just sounds better if I do. So you're just not sitting in silence or some annoying little music that I decided to pick that only lasts a few minutes and then I have to choose something else because I tried editing a video like that and it just did not work out. It was not that entertaining. I mean, not that I'm that entertaining anyway, so forewarning, this video is 15 minutes long, so if you don't find me entertaining, you probably don't want to watch this and stick around for that long, but don't immediately click off, please. That's rude. But anyway, I am finally doing a build video, and I decided to go with a like modern-ish kind of home. The outside's kind of modern. I mean, I'm not used to building modern homes. I'm not really used to building that much at all. So it's not the best, but it's definitely one of my best builds that I've done. But there are definitely a lot of builds out there that I did take inspiration from Pinterest because I like seeing Pinterest builds of The Sims. I think they're awesome. I think they like look really nice, and so I try to get it like this. I try to get this to be like that, like inspo, and I think you can kind of get that vibe. But I really didn't try. I tried on the inside, obviously, but I didn't try the modern on the inside, and so this house is a starter build, and the screenshots might look a little different at the end of the video because whenever I recorded me building and the building was fine and everything, and I ended my recording and then I tried to save the build so that I can get my sim in there so I can take the screenshots, but I guess my UI cheats, like UI cheat extension mod was not working properly because it wouldn't my UI was just gone. I couldn't do anything with it anymore, and so I had to just close out of The Sims and then come back, and I didn't get to save it, so I actually had to rebuild it, and I tried to copy it as best as I could, so the screenshots might look a little different. And then it is a starter house, and if you look up Lynn Games on in The Sims for like the gallery, you can actually find this build, and you can see the price. I think I keep the price on the house there the whole time, so you can see like how the price keeps going as I'm building. But when at the end of the video, you'll see that the price is not it's over 20,000, which I know is the starter amount for whenever you're doing a starter house, because that's the amount that your Sims get. It does go over, but if you get it from the gallery, then it does not. It's below 20,000, or it's just at 20,000, I think. And so the gallery version is actually starter house friendly, and so I use a little bit of different furniture and things like that to get underneath the price, but I thought for the build video I'd just do as best I could to stay kind of around that budget. I think it's like 10,000 over whenever I finish the video, like finish the build, but that's on the gallery that's not what it'll be like. And I do end up switching the little texture or whatever, the bars on the build, they do move around because I think it looked better that way, and I think I could have done this better, and I was gonna I caught myself changing the interior, and then I'm like, oh wait, can't do that, and then I had to come back and change it, but that's what it is. Anyway, so on the outside it'll be modern, and then on the inside it's kind of like retro. I was thinking maybe the sim that bought this house was like, oh, that's a good price, but wasn't into that style, and she kind of made it her own, or he made it her own, or whatever. And so the inside is different than the outside. my screenshots I don't think are that interesting. I mean, they're still fun. They're better than my first video, but they're not as fun as they were last video. This is actually the first build I'm gonna put in my save file. So I kind of mentioned that I wanted to do a save file, and so I know it's gonna take forever, and I'm not anywhere near like this is my first build, but and I don't build a lot, so this is kind of a challenge for me. But I really want to integrate like story, a lot of storylines and lore and everything like that, like between the characters. But I need builds, and so I guess while I'm doing my save file, it's kind of like builder's journal. Like you can, if you continue watching me, then you'll just be able to see my buildings get better because I'm forcing myself to build more. And so this is my first starter home for my save file, and it is a new crest. It's Oak Alcove, and I think I did okay. I didn't do too bad. I've definitely made worse builds before. I really try to stick to like detailing a lot in the video, because whenever I make builds, I don't like add a lot of clutter or add the detail into it. And I think I like whenever I see people's builds and they have the detail and there's like a story within the building, and I just don't put it in my own, which sounds ridiculous because that's what I like in a build, and I'm not putting in my own buildings. But I try to challenge myself and do it more in this build than my other ones, even though my other builds are just my own that I've done for myself and I haven't recorded or posted them or anything. But so I'm interested to see how my other build videos like coming up will look, because like when I make them, see how much I progress and how quickly I progress. I think it's kind of interesting to catch yourself doing stuff like that, like whenever you journal and then you reflect back on how your thoughts used to be and then how far you've come. I think that's always interesting to kind of reflect on that. Off topic, but the sim that I used to bring into this build so that I can take the screenshots was the sim I was going to use for the Grimm challenge that I was doing like on my spare time, which I haven't actually been able to do yet, which, by the way, I totally ate my words on last video when I said that I don't think that they were going to go in the like Death Angels mod, the Sims team. I don't think they were going to go into the Death Angels mod where you can become a Grim Reaper. Totally ate my words with that, because they did. I saw the trailer and I saw the Sims doing Grim Reaper work, and so that's my bad. I should have gave the Sim team a little more credit, but it's okay. I'm glad I'm wrong, because it just makes me more excited for the expansion pack, and I'm kind of glad that it's not just funerals with the Life and Death expansion pack, because that would be kind of depressing. I mean, I'm glad we're getting a whole funeral system, because I don't think that's been implemented on any of the other Sims games, so it's interesting to see that. But I'm also excited to see the supernatural part of it, because like I said, I'm an occult player and I really like playing with that type of gameplay. But I also got to play around with my presets, the G-Shade presets, which is, again, off topic, but I was just thinking about, whenever I was playing with the sim, I was also, like, trying to fix my pre-shade, because I did have a pre-shade on, but it wasn't looking like how everybody else was making it look. Like, it was the same preset, but there was two different versions. Like, I would see their screenshots, and my game would not look the same, and so I was playing with her, trying to get the Grimm challenge started while we're waiting for the expansion pack to come out. But whenever I was playing with it, I just kept getting distracted by the G-Shade. My like reshade wouldn't come up, and so I ended up just uninstalling it and then reinstalling it, and then I had to fiddle around with the hotkeys and stuff so I can actually pull it up, and I got it to work. And so this is one of the G-Shades that I'm using. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it. I think that's one of my favorites so far. There is another one that's a little more like darker. The shadows are more contrasted, and I like that, but I think the shade the priest shade I have right now is pretty good, and I like the way it makes my builds look. And also, I don't know if I'll stick to that for when I'm building and then gameplay something else. But I gotta play around with that, and I got it to work, so I was really excited about that. One thing that I'm gonna have to learn how to fix or figure out why it's doing it is that I'm sure you guys can probably tell that whenever I fast forward the video was to make it a speed build, and you can see that it's kind of choppy. I don't know why it's doing that, because whenever it's on normal like speed, then it's not choppy, it's fine. It's like if I was playing it live, or like how it records like how it should. But whenever I'm making a speed build, it just gets choppy, and it does that with cast too. It's not just build mode, so I don't know why that's happening. So that's something I'm just gonna fiddle around with. But if you notice it, then I'm sorry, and I'm gonna try and work on fixing that. But I don't know why that keeps happening. Okay, sorry, I'm back. My boyfriend was moving around and made me anxious, and so I don't know why, but because I'm not used to talking and I'm not used to doing voiceovers, like I used to edit a lot of videos like just for fun, and so I'm used to doing that, but the whole talking over them is new to me, and so it makes me kind of awkward about it, and so hopefully I'll get better at doing that too. But he was moving around and made me anxious, and so I had to cut the recording, and then I came back. But it's so bad that I have like music playing in the back right now. It's not really music, but it's like ambiance. It's like right now I'm listening to like motel, like late night talk shows, like they're kind of muffled, and then rain hitting the window. And so usually I just pick something like maybe Fourth Wing ambiance or something like a book I've read or whatever, but I saw this on my Spotify, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna choose that this time. I'm gonna choose something different. And I've kind of it gives me like, I don't know if you guys have played this before, but The Wolf Among Us, it gives me Wolf Among Us vibes, so I'm really into it right now. I really like that game, and I've been reading the Fable comic books because I haven't. And the only reason why I've actually gotten into The Wolf Among Us, because I've had the game forever, but I haven't been able to play it because my computer, I bought the game from the actual Telltale game, like studios, not studio, but the Telltale website, software, whatever, and I couldn't open the game off the launcher of Telltale's, and so I had to actually re-buy it off Steam, and now I can play it. And so I've been replaying The Wolf Among Us, and it's been amazing. And then so after I played that, replayed that, then I've been reading the Fables comics, which is not as what I was expecting, but I'm still liking it because it's still the same genre franchise, it's still the story. But it made me realize that the Telltale games actually got more in depth with Bigby's perspective rather than just Fabletown in general, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, then sorry, but it's a really good game, really good comic books for its time, and I would suggest you guys check it out if you haven't, because I really love The Wolf Among Us and Bigby and everything, and I think Snow White has an interesting take in the comics, and in the game it's also interesting how her character is, even though I'm not really a big fan of her character in the game. A lot of people are. I'm kind of leaning more towards comic Snow than I am of the game Snow. But anyway, whenever I saw the ambiance sound, and I listened to a little bit of it to see if I would be able to talk with that on, and I'm like, it gave me total like Fabletown vibes, or like Bigby and whatever, and so I really enjoy that because it's giving like kind of nostalgic. But hey, guess what? We made it to like 14 minutes and 28 seconds now. So who knows? I can talk for almost 15 minutes, even though I've kind of cut out a couple times because my boyfriend was moving and made me nervous because I don't like talking out loud or to myself or with people around. Usually I'll try and record whenever he's gone, but I can't always do that because we live together. But we're coming up to the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.